Because I was doing this in the morning for a while, and I hated it. Like I like doing it at this point in the afternoon. It kind of like gives a finality to the day, and then I can kind of like have my evening sort of thing. Like, do you still have that thing where you kind of get ramped up around 6:37? You're like, all right, it's supposed to go. Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I did for the first 10 months probably, and it's recently gone away. But I think part of that is now that I've got this, I sort of just shifted it back in the day.
Yes.
And so that takes some of it away from me. But yeah, but I found myself like in the afternoon, I was like, I should do something because I can't, I haven't been able to make it work with my PlayStation. So, hey, Alex, how's it going?
Oh, hi, Alex. It's also hello,
Hey,
Baldy.
Hello.
It's also that weird thing of what the fuck was I going to say? It's that weird thing of like also like when it feels like there's light at the end of the tunnel. The UK feels really fucking shut down right now. Like it feels really fucking like no fun, bye bye, fuck you. Kind of thing, which is shit, but what are you gonna fucking do? Also, we got 2 new followers, E Hastings 14 and Archie Hench, both followed while the stream was not streaming, so I welcome both of you. Thank you so much for bringing me to 413 followers. Oh my lord in heaven.
And thank you to Archie Hench, who also followed me while the stream was off. So
Archie Hench, go ahead, Archie Hench.
Woo! I'm at 66 now, baby. We're climbing the charts.
Pretty sweet. If you want to get a real bump of about 100 to 200 followers, do a 19-hour election stream.
Oh, yeah? Good to know.
I mean, don't do that. That was...
I remember I tried to watch Stanhope's election night thing that he was doing on YouTube, but it was a Zoom call with maybe 40 people on it.
Good God.
And it was unwatchable. I tuned in because it was Stanhope's cool and Glenn was on. And I was like, oh, this will be fun. It'll be Stanhope and Glenn. And then there was just so many randoms. No one knew when to speak.
Here's the thing with Doug Stanhope is more and more he is just a drunk guy. Like I think he's incredibly funny and one of the best stand-ups we got. But in the end, like, is just a drunk old dude. And like, so at a certain point, it's just going to be weird.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even get a chance to see that part because he spoke so little, and it was like I watched it for a half an hour and it was all tech problems. It was all them being like, is he on? Is he here? Where is he? Huh? Where is he? It was just talking to my dad on fucking Skype.
Why didn't we have you on my election night stream? Oh, that's a weird oversight.
I don't know. I'll be back in 4 years.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll do it again. I hopefully don't need to do it for 19 hours because there isn't a bunch of voting irregularities. Bloaty, stupid fucking. Did
you do the I can't remember if we talked about this before, but did you ever do Tuck's election night panel show thing that he does in London?
Oh, hello, Dad.
Oh, hello. Yes, please, Mr. Hastings. That was you really did God's work there.
I got a phone call from my father wanting to know why don't say hello to him on the stream, and then I was like, you have to comment, and then he was like, all right, next time I'll comment. Asked Chris, and I was like, well, Chris will be happy to hear from you. He loved your cigars at the wedding. Oh, good to hear, John.
It really tied the whole thing together. It was like Lebowski's rug.
It's a big move. I'm stealing it, by the way, and doing that, bringing that to weddings because everyone. I could see people being like, "Was is someone pregnant?" And it's like, have a fucking cigar, and then everyone did. It was great.
Yeah, absolutely. No one hesitated. It's I've got a great photo of Bjorn and I, just cigars in hand. It's a nice from your Polaroid photographer that was going around.
Yeah.
That was also a nice touch. I like that.
I mean, he did that all on his own. By the way, if you're ever looking to book a photographer in the Montreal, Quebec area, Joe Fuda. That's Joe Fuda.
You're not going to spell that? That's cold.
Fuda.
There we go. Cool.
I assume people would figure it out. I guess.
I figured like Gouda with an O in there.
So back to Chris. I don't need to look at the stream manager. I can look at it here. Yes, I did do Tom Tuck's election panel show in 2016. I was one of the first people to figure out which way it was going just because I could do the math a bit faster than everyone else. And let me tell you, Daddy got drunk. Daddy got so drunk. Daddy got fucked up. And oh boy, like, woo. I got so fucked up that like, because it was like 3 a.m. by the time he had me on because he had a bunch of celebrities show up. And then they were all like, I have to go home and kill myself.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, Abel Goliath, Shimon, and I kind of had a word. We were in Nottingham 10th or 9th greatest city in the UK according to this stream.
10th, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, Belfast came in below it because guys were wrong, but it came in 9th. Yeah.
I still don't think Belfast should have been on that list, by the way. I thought about this. I don't. It's not a good city. Sorry.
What would you put in there? Milton Keynes?
Yes.
Slough?
No. Yeah, should not have been in the top. If you when have you been to Belfast? Just to play the Empire, Chris?
Yep.
Yeah.
Had a blast. Had so much fun. Love that city.
That just because the gig's good doesn't mean the city's good.
No, but also had fun in the city because I got there early and just wandered around. Had a great vibe to it.
It did not have a great vibe to it.
Had a great vibe when I was there. It was all just Game of Thrones dudes having a nice time.
I mean, those guys are in the IRA.
Terrorists like to party. Well-known fact. Well-known fact.
I will say this: the IRA, horrible terrorist organization, great slogans when they carried out something like carried out an attack.
What was it? Things like
You got 13. You got 13. We got 18. And Mountbatten, which is just like it's just a fucking weird thing to say when they killed 13 at Bloody Sunday, and they were just like, "Oh, Gingerbeard Man 1 coming in hot today."
Hey, Gingerbeard Man.
Hey, what up, fucker? Someone's in Chicago and it's winter now. Time to have some meat and put some butter on it. All right.
Gigolo calling Nardwar? Or
yeah.
Juggalo? Gigolo.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it what up, Mr. Motherfucker?
I'm looking for Mr. Motherfucker.
I'm looking for Mr. Motherfucker. God, I need to start addressing people that way. That's so fun. Yeah, hi.
So you and Abigail were in Nottingham.
We're in Nottingham. We're kind of looking at the numbers because it's the evening in the UK. So it's 8 hours ahead. And I was like, do you have like a weird feeling? Like, what if he does win? And she was like, yeah, what if he does? And I was like, yeah, that'd be fucked up. So it's about 8 o'clock. So it's what, like 3 on the East Coast. I get back to Tuck's thing. It's one of the few times I ever took an Uber in London. Like London's so badly designed. The idea of taking an Uber in London, you're like, oh, I'm living now.
Yeah, man.
Chris froze. Chris is frozen. This is what happens. You attack London's Uber setups and they fucking go after the internet. So I took an Uber from our house in North London to East London. To East London to the what's that working men's club? Shoreditch? Bethel Green Working Men's Club.
Bethel Green. Yeah. Am I back now, by the way?
You are back now.
Okay.
Bethel Green Working Men's Club. Ashley Manning, welcome aboard, Ashley Manning.
Oh, hello, Ashley.
It is a nice picture. He has very.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's a power pose. A power pose.
Ashley, are you back in on the mainland of the United Kingdom, or are you in the other island? The other island. Anyway, so I arrived there. Things are not looking great for old Hill Dog in that moment. And I start heavily drinking, heavily imbibing of alcohol.
Yeah.
Because they said, oh, it's free booze for all the performers. I think thinking, oh, Hillary's going to win. This will be fun. People will be celebrating. Yeah. Not, oh, shit. Oh shit, people are going to be drowning their sorrows. I got shit fucked. I talked about baseball with Mark Watson for a long time. Like a long time we talked about the 94 Expos series and the fact that the owners locked them out specifically so the Expos wouldn't go to the World Series, creating that baseball strike, which I know you're thinking, John, you don't go in for conspiracy theories. No, I don't go in for conspiracy theories. They're not true. That one is true. What is my evidence? I want to believe it. And then Chris is frozen again, or deep in thought. Chris is meditation. Chris, oh, he's back. He time traveled.
That's so weird because your sound comes in fine, and it doesn't look like my internet's kicking out. It still has the little Ethernet icon on. I don't know what the hell is what my goddamn problem is.
Yeah, anyway, so we do that. I remember. So I go up as they're basically realizing he's the winner. And in typical English person form, a bunch of people start screaming at me going, "You're American! You're American!" And I remember this one woman stood up and went, "Fuck you, you fucking American man, motherfucker! You fucking ruined the world!" And I went, "Miss, I'm from Canada, and your parents voted for Brexit. Shut the fuck up!" And the place went, like, people were angry. She got so upset that I did that. And afterwards, she was like, "You can't talk to me that way." And I'm like, "This is a comedy show. You need to calm the fuck down."
Also, she swore at you first.
Also, I said, "I'm not from America. You're being xenophobic."
Yeah.
And she was just like, no, you don't know. Like, I was just like, shut up, England. Shut up, much worse country than America. Shut up, country that invented racism. Shut up.
I love that happened to you because they booed me too while I was on. I was on early in the night and they booed me because they were like, they said something. They were like, oh, what do you think of Trudeau? And I was like, I don't know. He's just another politician. He doesn't mean any of it. And they all started booing me.
Oh, it's the amount of people that are like, how could you hate Justin Trudeau? And it's like, well, I don't go in for sucking the dick of oil companies, and he loves a nice oily company panos in his mouth.
I said to them, I was like, okay, cool. Name 2 of his policies.
Yeah.
There's what, 200 people here? Name 2 policies. What do you got? Silence.
I mean, this is the other one. Name his party. That's the other one that really. What party is he the leader of? Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I don't know. Yeah, you don't know.
But I remember I left early because I was fun. I kind of like being booed sometimes. It's a nice feeling. And I was like, I got off stage feeling good. Things were looking right. You know, Hillary was leading early on. And I remember I left because I had a really early train the next morning. And I remember thinking, it's a shame I'm not going to see the party. I'm really missing out on a good time. The vibes are good in this place. And then I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, saw who won. It was like, I've never been happier to leave a party early in my life.
Super hungover, came home, had to pee. Someone in that house had clogged the toilet violently. Like, so I, at 4 o'clock in the morning, brutally fucked up. Like, walked to the 24-hour Sainsbury's, bought, drain, whatever.
Yeah.
Drained it. Woke up the next morning, like 3 hours later, so hungover. Said it to someone, and they were like, "Oh, I was gonna." Said it to the person who had clogged the toilet.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Oh, I was gonna deal with that in the morning," and I was like, "That was disgusting. Like, it was the grossest thing I'd ever seen." I do know who it was, but I'm not gonna say who it is here.
Private chat. I think I can guess, but private chat.
All right, let's see. I want to see if you can guess in the private chat. I've opened the private chat.
I'm trying to. Oh, did they move in before or after me? But this is, I mean, historically.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. An
absolutely
disaster.
Haven't had that problem since they moved out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, crazy. Anyways,
and that was the beginning of the Trump presidency. Oh, good. Let's touch some shit. That's what I did.
Yay.
I mean, the amount of toilets I had to unclog in that house, because there was a certain point where there was a certain person. There was this double problem in that house, which is one person kept clogging the toilet, and then another person didn't understand. Don't pee on top of that. I mean, none of that's true. Luxurious flavor. None of that's true.
Luxurious flavor always comes in hot.
You're coming in hot. You're coming in hot with bad information, my friend.
Yeah.
It's bad.
This is a little. This is the QAnon. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ashley. But I
mean, here's the good sign for us as storytellers: no one can guess who we're talking about.
Yeah, which is nice. I'm glad, because the person who's responsible, I'm a fan of. They just happen to wreck toilets, and you know what are you gonna do?
We all have loves. We all have flaws. Yeah, luxurious flavor.
We all have loves. Yeah, luxurious flavor comes in so fucking.
I really want to know if I know them. Well, you'll never know. I mean, you did reel off comedian flatmates previously. All right, Baldy, don't think that I wasn't afraid that this was going to come to this. But yes, I remember that. You were there earlier. It was Justin Trudeau. Future Bear King has absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
It was Justin Trudeau.
That guy's diet is fucking chaos.
I mean, yes. No, I vividly remember that night. That was absolutely that was a brutal night that like segued to a brutal week, because I then got a call the next day from my immigration lawyer being like, that move to the U.S. is going to be on hold for a bit.
Damn.
To ban Muslims.
Yeah.
Because remember, your wife was going to Minnesota, and it's like your wife has not a Dutch passport.
Yeah, she does. She has a Dutch passport.
I thought she only had an Iranian passport. Or did she
have
an Iranian name?
Yeah, no, she's got both. She's got an Iranian name, which is enough. So we were super worried about her. And I remember one time we went through, she's got like a 10-year entrance visa. And she showed up with it. And even though it's clear as day, it's like, you have to let me in. This is 10 years long. The guy argued with us for 10 minutes.
In Britain?
No, at the U.S. border. And was like, whoa, I don't know. And finally let her in. You do. You absolutely know. And luckily my wife is a fucking beast, and so she wasn't backing down at any point, but can also be very polite about it. She's awesome.
That's how you do it with customs. Customs officers, the trick is you have to give them you have to keep the argument going, but give them no room to, like, I almost got booted from the British border because, as it turns out, my visa was filled out properly. They didn't know how to read it.
Yeah, sounds right.
And they've made me go to France, come back out, come back in and get it stamped again. It was a fucking nightmare.
Jesus.
But what I found fascinating about the whole thing was, at a certain point, they were like, well, how do we know you're in good standing with the British government? And I was like, flip through the passport. And they were like, okay, well, why do you have so many visas for this country? And I went, I work here all the time. That's what this is for. Do you think this is, I think, from you? Because I think you said something about movie trivia.
Oh, I mean, that's possible. Do you think Julianne Moore lobbied at the Oscars? Probably. When she lost to Nicole Kidman for the film The Hours. That is apropos.
I think that Julianne Moore, this is supposed to be is, do you think Julianne Moore was robbed at the Oscars when she lost to Nicole Kidman for the film The Hours?
What movie was Julianne Moore in? Was she also in the Hours? I
mean, there's no way that two people were nominated for the same movie. That would be terrible. Julianne Moore nominated for Oscar.
I think if you just put it into IMDb. I don't know. I mean, I think personally, Julianne Moore is a better actor than Nicole Kidman in general.
Nicole Kidman got the nomination for The Hours. Wait, what? I'm so confused.
Walk me through it. What facts have you got in front of you, John? We can solve this together.
I'm looking at it as it stands now. When was The Hours? 2000 and something?
Yep. 2000 something sounds right.
That sounds about right? 2000 and what? I don't even... The Hours... I've never seen The Hours.
It wasn't Still Alice, was it? No, Far From Heaven, probably. Oh, no, it was The Hours. She was nominated Best Actress in a Supporting Role for The Hours.
Yeah, that movie... I don't know what that movie is, but it sounds shit. I don't remember what The Hours is.
It was about... was it some writing sisters? It wasn't like the Brontes or something, was it? Here we go. We got...
Do we got it? I'm looking at it now.
The story of how the novel Mrs. Dalloway affects 3 generations of women, all of whom, in one way or another, have had to deal with suicide in their lives.
Boo! Yawn! Boo! Oh my God! Nicole Kidman plays Virginia Woolf.
Virginia Woolf, that was it, not the Brontes.
Yeah, Virginia Woolf, and then Julianne Moore plays Laura Brown, and then Meryl Streep plays Clarissa Vaughn.
Ooh! Oh, yes. I mean, Julianne Moore's a better actor. Give it to her.
Oh, but this is when Nicole Kidman was like
Far From Heaven.
This is when like Nicole Kidman was bouncing back from the divorce from What's His Tits, and she was getting all sorts of work done. And like, here's the thing with Nicole Kidman and all of that is, like, besides Batman, what movie is she good in? Here's a better question: what movie is she in besides Batman? How about fucking that?
Yeah, she's another one that I mean, I know she's in that Fox News. Oh, she was in Moulin Rouge. I'm looking at her IMDb right now. So she was in Moulin Rouge. She was in Dogville. That was good.
Not seen.
Bleak, but good. It was basically a movie that was a play, but Alex, really, really good.
Alex's friend lurking in the chat. Live your own life. Alex, please plug your thing that's happening tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about Bombshell McGee?
Chaz.
Everyone tomorrow, go to that.
Go do it. Go do it. Don't not do it. Do it.
If I'm still up, I will. Ginger Beer Man 1 going after to some classic mom jokes. Oh, Archie Hench is the lurker.
Hey, Archie. Welcome to the follower group. Much obliged, buddy.
The Aviator as a flick is so fucking much better than anyone fucking gives it fucking credit for.
Is that the Leo DiCaprio one when he was on a tear with that and Catch Me If You Can?
He's in Howard. Yeah, he's Howard Hughes.
Okay, I never saw that. Oh, she was in The Others, that ghost one.
Oh, I thought that might have been The Hours. I thought that was The Hours. I don't care about Nicole Kidman. I'm going to say it right now.
She was good in Practical Magic. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's her and Sandra Bullock. They play witch sisters. It's just heartwarming. Cate Blanchett is the best actress ever. Cate Blanchett, I met once in real life.
Go on. What?
And she, I say met, she came into a restaurant that I worked at, and she is the only person I've ever seen who actually glowed. Like had an aura, like an angel walking through the restaurant. Everyone was in awe. You couldn't speak. I've never seen anything like it. Cate Blanchett is like amazing.
I mean, I once saw Ben Mulroney walking on the street in Toronto, and I've never wanted to hate someone more, but fuck me, are you like, whoo, that's a handsome boy. Look at that glow. How?
Ben, really?
Like you're like, did that guy fucking swallow a light? Like he looked delicious.
Wow.
Yeah. And I want to headbutt his father's giant Easter egg head. By the way, Brian Mulroney is a former Canadian Prime Minister who honestly like a giant rock. Let's look at a photo of Brian Mulroney. Oh boy.
It's crazy that his son is handsome when his dad is a potato head. He's a Mr. Potato Head.
God. And here's the thing with Brian Mulroney is what like Brian Mulroney really has a Canadian face as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a farmer head. It's I've been lifting hay and drinking moonshine all day.
Yeah, he just looks like a sturdy English Canadian. I just want to let you know I don't like a Catholic man and I like a steak. Who wants
He's got backup quarterback face.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does. He has not understanding the concept of implied consent face is what he has. This is him now. Look at this old prick.
Now he just looks like an old man. That's crazy. He's like generic.
I mean, I don't
bad
like that
CEO.
He has a portrait of clearly his wife and kids. This is very ugly. Also,
Leno Chin, absolutely. He looks like he's in trading places. He looks like the rich guys in trading places.
Yes, he does. He looks like someone who's invested heavily in pork futures.
Yeah.
He's played by Alan Ruck. Oh, hang on. Something's burning. Chris, handle the stream.
Oh, damn. I don't know who Alan Ruck is, but I assume that's a great reference. Oh man, I had such a good piece of movie trivia for you, and I totally forgot it. God damn it. Canadian Mitch McConnell. Except that no, Mitch McConnell really does look like a turtle. Most of the time when people say that guy looks like this, it's like amusing, but not right. But that's just right. Like it's creepy. I wish at the end, instead of giving his speech the other day, after the failed impeachment, I wish 30 seconds in he'd gotten booed and just sucked his head into his torso. Ooh, I would have loved him for that. Renee Zellweger in Chicago was pretty good.
What are we talking about?
Well, I was just talking about how Mitch McConnell was a turtle, and I wish he sucked his head into his torso. But then Renee Zellweger in Chicago came up, and I was saying she was pretty good.
She is pretty good. That's a pretty great movie, I gotta tell you.
It's so much more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's mostly you just want that song. He had it coming.
Yeah, that's a good one. I also like the oh yes, so yes, so yes, so yes. That one, the Richard Gere one that they sing on the courtroom steps, I think is a great one.
Do you also think that Richard Gere might be the most overrated male actor of all time?
That is he's absolutely in the running. Name 3 of his movies.
Chicago, that movie with Ed Norton where no one's a good actor.
Name it or it didn't happen.
Prime Gentleman.
No way. Oh yeah, he was in Pretty Woman. That's right.
Yeah, I was the Officer and a Gentleman and Pretty Woman are the other ones I'm going to say.
Okay, yeah. I still haven't seen Pretty Woman. We started watching it because Sadaf gets me to watch movies that I haven't seen, and we got 10 minutes in. And she's like, "Oh no, this is bad. Fuck." I was like,
it's crazy bad. This is the story. This is if you watch it. Here's what it is. Businessman comes to LA. Businessman needs to get jerked off by whores.
Mm-hmm.
Heads to the street where there's whores. Clearly, by the way, written by someone who's lived too long in Beverly Hills. Because where they put the chicken hawk, like where you would pick up a sex worker, is Los Feliz, which even in the 80s was like, is a nice neighborhood. It's just like if you're there's apartment buildings. Like it's so fucking ridiculous. And then they fall in love. And then Jason Alexander tries to have sex with her because she's a prostitute, and then he's gonna leave her, and then they fall in love. Like it's there's so many levels of it where you're like, everyone here is abhorrent. I don't know what you think of women, but like, what's going on?
Yeah, we didn't get that far in. They just got to his hotel room, and they were trying to have like witty, snappy dialogue, and it was so bad that Sadaf just turned it off. So I'll never know. I know at one point she goes back into a store. Confidently.
She goes. Yeah, the best line in it is she's on Rodeo Drive, and someone goes, "You work on commission?" Yeah, well, you should have listened to me. Big mistake. Like it's just, I have not seen American Gigolo future breaking. I have not seen American Gigolo.
I mean, it says a lot that Richard Gere, when I hear about him, I never think about his films. I always think of unsubstantiated hamster up the ass.
I mean, we are of course going to have to bring up the fact that before the internet, we all had heard. What?
Oh, Baldy coming in.
Baldy, also, now what a fucking icon. Look
Great
at this.
work.
Now that's a fucking emoji right there.
Yes.
We probably should just listen to the song. I was going to put on Cell Block Tango, but I think the Due South theme is probably better. Baldy, can you get us some more info on this, please? This sounds absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
So wait, because there's the famous thing of Sylvester Stallone, which did happen in Vancouver, which is the "got the balls, don't touch the hair," where he got shicked off by an extra.
Oh, is that the towel thing where people kept turning it into like Donald Duck and Darth Vader? It was like early in Napster. I remember finding files of this where it was like, "Yeah, play with my balls."
I'm a around by the way. My father is weighing in on the Richard Gere thing. Very good Officer and Gentleman. And I was like, any movie my father's seen is definitely Officer and Gentleman. Pops likes an army film. Who doesn't?
Fair enough.
So let's just have a little background tune here, just to help us think.
Nice. He was incredibly handsome. I got to give that to Richard Gere.
I mean, yeah,
very handsome man.
Paul Gross is incredibly handsome, and he never had any sort of rumors. Look at that punum.
But he's not Richard Gere handsome.
Oh, so here's my question. Did they play this entire song at the beginning of Due South? Because this song is obnoxiously long.
How long is it? 2 minutes?
3 minutes and 15 seconds.
They can't. Only David Lynch did that in Twin Peaks, where he made you sit through 3 minutes of theme song. No one else did that.
Due South. It's also, I want to point this out, and I can't stop pointing it out. Chicago, not Due South in Toronto. Like, it's not Due South.
Is he from Toronto? He didn't seem like a Toronto boy to me. That's a Manitoba cop right there.
That still is. So then he's even less Due South than he could be. But it's never really explained. Like, what's also very important to remember is that in Due South, it's just in Toronto. Like, they're just like, in no way does Chicago look anything like Toronto. Well, it sort of does. But it's like, man, it's so good here in Toronto. Let's go to that Tim Hortons at Chicago. All right. So, yeah, Richard Gere. But here's the weird thing about we'll talk about the Richard Gere rumor. Then we'll talk about the Sylvester Stallone rumor. And I can't believe. Wait, he's from the Yukon? That's Seattle's due south of that then. Just saying the logic doesn't hold up.
But Seattle, not as iconic skyline as Chicago.
That's true. Here's my question. So, the Richard Gere rumor. Everyone knew it. How?
No idea. It's the Marilyn Manson removed a rib to suck his own dick rumors.
I mean, this is the thing with Marilyn. The amount of Marilyn Manson rumors. Also that he was the kid from Mr. Belvedere.
Wonder Years was the one I heard.
But this is the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm googling Richard Gere gerbil. Okay, Richard Gere and the gerbil. This is from Snopes. So let's see. Hurrah! Urban legend reports a celebrity was taken to a hospital to have a gerbil removed from their rectum. This is false.
Boo.
A 26-year-old. Oh my God! So, a man at some point had a gerbil removed from his bottom in an ER, which is so crazy. I assume that was just all fake.
Oh, that must have happened at some point. I mean, everything's been up a butt, John.
Oh, yeah, of course. Listen, if you can think of it, it's been in an asshole. The rumor actually was originally spread by an anonymous prankster who not long after the film Pretty Women led to a tremendous increase in Gere's popularity, flooded fax machines in Hollywood with a phony press release purportedly issued by the Association for the Prevention of Cruelty of Animals, claiming that Gere had abused a gerbil. But as a reporter from the National Enquirer found, when he attempted to track down the gerbil story, there were no facts to be had. Versions of the following gerbiling fiction date back to at least 1993 when a faked United Press International item appeared on the internet, one that Vito Bastone and Kiki Rodriguez of Lake City, Florida, as the accident victims. The gerbil's name was withheld at the request. Wonderful stuff. Whoever thought that up, that's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Other versions have been falsely attributed to the LA Times, and the events have said to take place in Salt Lake City, Florida. Rest assured that neither news outlet ever published an article about these fictitious events. In retrospect, lighting the match was my big mistake, but I was only, oh my God, this is so funny. Like how many different people, oh my God.
I mean, that's great work, and that shows how the internet was used from day one. From day one, it was just like pranksters.
What about the story of the lead singer of said band that had so much gay sex he had to have his stomach pumped?
I mean, whoever started that doesn't understand how gay sex works.
Yeah, exactly. I also don't know. Oh my God. Let's read this.
If they say no.
It's an Uproxx article, so there's no way it can't be wrong.
Right? These guys do the work.
Yeah.
Does Chris know about Tub Girl? I do not know about Tub Girl.
No, you do know about Tub Girl. We're not looking at Tub Girl again. There was a day where Alex didn't know about Tub Girl, so we made her go watch Tub Girl. You remember Tub Girl from the early internet. It's the lady pooing up in the air and it's falling on her face.
No, I managed to miss that one. Thank you, history. I'm set.
Yeah. It's much like the people. It'd be like looking at Two Girls, One Cup now.
Yeah. It's just not. Looking at Two Girls, One Cup at any point was a mistake. I regret that. Absolutely not. Yeah. No. I had to. We were watching. Sadaf and I were watching something today, and she laughed harder than I think she's laughed all year at it.
And what was that one?
It's Henry Louis Gates, aka Skip Gates, a Harvard professor and writer of great renown of American history, specifically Black American history. And he has a family tree show, Know Your Roots, I think it's called. And what he does is he creates this tension with white celebrities as he waits to tell them whether or not their ancestors owned slaves. And it's delightful.
Is there a compilation video of that?
Not yet, which is a goddamn shame. I'm going to call out to Twitter to see if someone will knock one together. But or if anyone watching fancies making compilation videos, these reactions are great. We watched Anderson Cooper find out that his great-great-grandfather was beaten to death by one of his slaves. And watching him know that he's on TV and laugh about it is pretty great television.
I mean, we're watching that right now.
I swear I can't remember the last time Sadaf laughed that hard.
Henry Louis Gates. Yeah, it's got to be nice for you as a comedian to know that all it takes is finding out that a husky-eyed newscaster finding out. All right, share screen. Go over here.
Well, what she loves the most is the tension, the not knowing, because apparently Ben Affleck had one, and they found out that his ancestors definitely owned slaves.
He wanted
to pressured PBS not to show it. Yeah, and it was edited out. They didn't show it.
We use documents in our research. The federal census revealed something that we've never seen in all our years of ancestry investigation, and it shocked us. Now, this is the 1860s.
All right, let's let that load for a second. Also, Anderson Cooper, never forget, he's a Vanderbilt. He's literally made of old money.
Yeah. It's a dynasty among dynasties.
Yeah, we're all hoping that he's like, fuck that guy. He's not laughing, being like, ha, 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 a slave couldn't kill me.
There is one odd moment that I'm curious if you'll catch.
Ew, what a terrible name. Oh, my name's Pigman McGilcrick. Boylan Bangman. What's his fucking name?
Burwell Boylan.
Cause of death.
No, give me the guy's name again.
Burwell Boykin. Cause of death. Killed by a Negro.
Whoa.
Boykin was murdered by a rebellious slave.
I mean, that's a weird reaction.
Oh,
Right?
can you turn it up a little bit? Yeah. Wow. It's a very Owen Wilson thing.
Oh, did I not fucking hit the fuck?
Oh no, the sound's in. Just turn it up a little bit in the YouTube
Okay.
window.
Phew.
Your ancestor was beaten to death with a farm hoe.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Is it Anderson?
I'm blown away.
I think he deserved it.
Yeah,
You do?
I have no doubt.
I don't think Anderson likes his family. Like his family owned slaves. That's like fucked up.
Yeah.
But like, his reaction is so immediately like, because I'd be like, what the fuck? It's also like you have no connection to these people. You share some chromosomes and some genetic heritage. Like it's very odd.
Yeah. I mean, even the idea that a man that looks and acts like this was related to Burwell Boykin is like science fiction.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Also, I really enjoy how much Henry Lewis, like, what's the guy's name on
Henry Louis Gates. He's fantastic. He's a really brilliant man.
I really like how Henry Louis Gates is just like, and he was beaten with slave equipment.
Yeah.
And it kind of leans forward a little bit, like, let's see how you react to this, you white bastard. Oh, that's very good. What happened to old Boykin? What a terrible name Boykin is.
Really bad. And Burwell.
Let's
double down.
Yeah, get me Alistair and Burwell Boykin. They're known for their onion breath and terrible conversation. Burwell, how was your journey? Oh well, you know, real slow, unnecessary detail talking. Oh fuck!
Like the Diary of Samuel Pepys level of detail.
Oh yeah, it's like talking to the infinite jest.
The horrible way to die, Anderson.
He had 12 slaves. I don't feel bad for him.
Okay.
Honestly, part of me thinks that's awesome.
But it is your blood ancestor.
Yeah, so I don't want to offend other relatives of mine. I feel bad.
Why?
That's the part. That's the part of like he knows that half of his family is still like wishes they were slave rich.
Who, the Boykins? It's the Boykins. The Boykins sign can fuck off. The Boykins. What a terrible name.
Do you think the Boykins could have married into the Vanderbilts if it hadn't been for human bondage?
I refuse to ever think of what the Boykins consider. I have a very strict no Boykin consideration in my regime. Here's a sentence that's never been uttered. Quickly, patent that idea. A Boykins finally done something successful. Yes.
Yeah, future Bear King. Exactly. There are monsters in his background.
Bad for the 11 other unnamed people who God only knows what happened to them.
They murdered the rest of the Boykins.
Yeah. Probably did a dance when Burwell was
they beat the fuck out of the rest of the fucking family at the fucking funeral, I hope. That's why you don't hear from the Boykins anymore.
His great-grandfather was hanged without a trial.
Boo.
Retribution for his bold act of rebellion.
Oh.
So you can see the slaves did rebel.
Do you think that was the tree, or do you think they just picked a very dramatic tree?
They picked a dramatic tree. I've watched enough PBS. PBS loves I love Frontline. Frontline's a wonderful. All of their documentaries are online for free. PBS is amazing.
Mm.
They love an and then he walked out of a door. This door, if this door was in Manchester, England, which it is not. Like, it's so clear. Like, it's not that. No, they didn't go to the Boykin plantation. Boykin is an awful. I'm never getting over it.
Apparently, Nas was on here, and he found out that his family was, the Questlove one's really interesting as well, but his whole family was held by the same guy for generations. And they found the farm and said, this is where that farm is. And Nas was like, I think I got to buy that farm. And Henry Louis Gates is like, I was really hoping you were going to say that. So hopefully Nas now owns the land that used to own his family.
I love Nas the most because Nas, unlike any other rapper, you're like, like, there's something about Jay-Z where you're like, I want to smack your face. There's a smugness to Jay-Z where it's just like, I got news for you, Jay-Z. Everything after the Black Album, not that good. Not that good.
Agree to disagree. But, I mean, can you imagine? I know that I would never be able to not be smug if I went from selling crack to a billionaire married to the most famous woman alive.
Yeah. I mean, what's good after the Black Album?
Kingdom Come is good. 444 is great.
Kingdom Come is good.
Kingdom Come is good. 444 is fucking great. The Watch the Throne album with Kanye was good.
Watch the Throne is good, yes.
The album he did with Jay Electronica this past year was really good. Yeah, Jay-Z's a talented guy. He makes good music.
I'll give you Kingdom Come. The rest are fine.
No, agree to disagree, but
I mean,
harsh
for me, it's when he did that mashup with Linkin Park. Oh,
that was special. That was such a moment
right there. Oh my god.
You know what I love about 444 is that it was like it did what rock could never do, which is mature. He literally goes back and he goes, okay, here are all the things that I thought were important when I was younger. They're not anymore. This is what matters now. I'm going to talk to you about where I'm at and how I cheated on my wife and how I'm dealing with it. So it's like it goes from him being a guy in his 20s rapping about what he was rapping about to now he's in his 40s and he's living up to it.
Commercial bullshit. Like I'm just like, you've learned nothing, Jason Zed. You've learned nothing, sir.
But regardless, none of them learn anything in their songs, but the growth as an artist to actually represent who he is or who he's supposed to be now, as opposed to trying to continually be the 22-year-old he became when he was when he was famous.
Yeah.
It's like him, Bruce Springsteen. Who else? Like no one does.
Again, yeah, we're really missing each other on this because Bruce Springsteen, I'm also like,
Hey, Richard.
I'm trying.
He's got a lot going on, Alex.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm more just excited I can bring this arm up here for the first time in weeks.
Hey, that's great news. I didn't notice, but good for you, man.
Yeah. It's more just now applying pressure to it in any way. I tried to do some typing earlier this week, and then I keep having to nap, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I was like, oh, those 2 days I was typing, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't do that. That fucked me right up.
Wow. Okay.
No, I had to submit to a writing project. It was a goddamn night fucking mare.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about that. Sounds like it was a real bummer.
Have the Hastings ever owned anyone? I don't know. If my father's in the chat, father, I mean, we're Canadian, so we kind of Here's the thing with Canadians that act real high and mighty. If Canada had slavery, we would have never let that go.
Yeah, I mean, we're still doing the First Nations people wrong, so...
I mean, I want to watch more videos of celebrities finding out they own slaves.
Always with devastating personal consequences.
Yeah. I wish I knew more. I wish I knew the name of the slave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you think about...
Where the fuck did they find Henry Louis Gates? That guy, that's the crazy... I wish I knew the slave. And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. I, as a smart black man, wish that slavery never existed in this fucking country.
I wish any of us knew our real names. Thank you, Anderson.
Yeah.
And people whose stories are never told.
Absolutely.
It's shameful.
Is Henry Louis Gates going to slap the shit out of Anderson Cooper?
And I feel just a sense of shame over it. At the same time...
Like, he's in such a weird vibe. Like, he's not being, like, he's not being considering. Like, he's just kind of like, yeah, I've heard this before from a variety of CNN anchors.
Yeah, remember he's an academic first, not a television personality.
Oh, so, I mean, there's many things he is before he's a television personality. Like, academic is definitely one. Bored man is one of them. God damn it!
There's Burl.
There's Burl Boinkington.
The American experience during the most pivotal time in our nation.
You find it only
there's a Larry David one. Sorry.
Oh, is there?
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard Wright.
Let's go down to that. But here's my question: Do you find that no one ever talks about the British experience?
With Ken Burns, we shared some unexpected things about two of his ancestors. One held as a prisoner of war, and the other who held slaves.
Here's a question for you. Do you think Canada would be the country that it is seen to be now if we hadn't been next to America the whole time?
100% not.
Okay.
We'd be a completely different country.
Yeah. Because just living off the goodwill of being next to the world's supervillain. Gave us that smugness, right?
It's also that we also have Canadians have such an inferiority complex.
Mm.
You somewhat escaped it. I'm aware of it because I spent just enough time in my 20s in Canada and then fucked off because I was like, you guys are all bummers. According to JJ Whitehead, if we were there, we'd be the evil ones. What's up, JJ?
100%. JJ, what's going on? Looking forward to Wednesday, buddy.
Hang on now. Invite.
Yeah, same for Scotland. That makes sense.
JJ, I'm emailing you a link if you want to come on for a bit and watch this Larry David thing.
Yeah, come hang out and we'll watch white people find out they own slaves.
Little about the Jewish community of the pre-Civil War South.
Oh, God.
As it turns out,
it never occurred to me that they were there.
Pubs.
No.
The city had a small...
Does Larry David's family own slaves?
Only about 100 people as of 1860. Nevertheless, the community had planted roots and even built their own house of worship. Temple Shari Shomayim.
Wow, there's a temple in Mobile, Alabama.
It was founded in 1844.
Holy mackerel.
You recognize any names?
Sure, Henry Bernstein.
Yeah, they were members of the congregation.
Wow.
That is where your ancestors
Hold on. Can you pause for a second?
All right.
Can you imagine Henry Bernstein and Burwell Boykin meeting?
Not friends. Not friends. They definitely have some conceptions about each other, and I'm going to tell you this right now. They would be rude to each other.
But even like Henry Bernstein is a current name. Like if you met a Henry Bernstein, you're like, hello there, Henry. It's nice to meet you. Burwell Boykin is the name that can only exist in a black and white picture. It's the kind of person where it took a half an hour to take their picture. There has never been a Burwell Boykin that's even seen an internal combustion engine.
There's a Burwell Boykin that still blames rain on the fact that one of his kids masturbated.
Maybe like one of those weird mountain people who have blue skin from all the inbreeding, but...
hang on one second. I just need to do a work thing because someone just didn't listen to a thing I sent them.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Have you heard of those mountain people, the blue ones?
The Blue Mountain people?
Yeah, the people whose skin is literally blue because of a genetic...
Not real. Not real.
Very real. Very real. Yeah, they live in America. Sorry, we'll watch Larry David. Then we'll look them up.
I'm looking at them right now. There's not Blue Mountain people.
There are Blue Mountain people.
Why is Blue Mountain called Blue Mountain? There might be people that live at Blue Mountain, but they don't have blue skin.
No. Blue skin people. I'm going to find them for you, and I'll send it over.
To this point, the story of the Bernstein family had been totally unexpected. But what we discovered
here it comes.
Was a plot twist so absurd.
Oh yeah.
Something Larry David.
You can't show that many cannons and Civil War statues without I know exactly where this is going. Holy shit.
Private Captain Charles A. Hurt's company appears on payroll of the organization from March 26, 1862. Are you telling me that my great-grandfather fought for the South in the Civil War?
Oh my God! Henry's gonna beat him up. I feel like Henry is secretly like an assassin going around and finding descendants of the Confederacy and just slitting their fucking throats. Like there's something about Henry that he's just like he is ready to fucking take a motherfucker down.
What? Are you kidding? See that? Now that's something. That's something. I can't. That's mind blowing to me. I can't believe it. That's wow.
You're looking at a Civil War muster roll.
Wow.
In 1862, your great-great-grandfather signed up to fight for the Confederacy.
All right.
Oh no, Henry!
Only about 3,000 Jewish men served in the Confederate.
That's
military.
so many more thousand than I thought.
That's so many more thousand than I thought were there.
Terry. And Henry Bernstein was one of them.
Crazy.
Larry seemed to be struggling
Oh,
to wrap his head around the story.
I mean, let's see how Larry reacts.
This is just such an odd combination on my father's side of the Germany and the South. Yeah. Two places that we have fought against as a country.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness. I hope no slaves show up on this.
Please turn the page.
Oh, here we go.
This is another part of the 18th.
Oh, you did it! I knew it! I knew it! Unbelievable!
Unbelievable.
Boy,
That's unbelievable.
boy, oh boy!
He wants to go pretty slave ownery. Pretty.
Henry Bernstein, my great-grandfather was a slave owner. Slaves, one female, age 4, mulatto, one female, age 17, mulatto.
I don't think Henry
Yes.
would use that term.
Barry, thank you very much. I sent a link into John in the private chat, but yes. Sorry.
What is this? The mysterious blue people? Oh my God! Yeah, let's look at that afterwards.
Told you.
I mean, we'll get to it in a second, but first, let's watch Larry David lose his mind more. But
I'm so sorry.
I mean, I like the way Larry reacts way more
About his family.
That's called
than Anderson Cooper.
This is really incredible.
Isn't that amazing?
But
Holy
is
cow.
it possible that that's because Anderson Cooper reacted with a laugh and sort of unrepentant talking it down, but Gates was stone-faced, whereas this time he's all laughs and he's charming and warm.
Yeah,
how much do you think it's down to that?
I feel like Anderson Cooper was a second take.
Really?
Anderson Cooper was just like, "Oh, we'll get that bastard. What happened to him?" And then they were like, "Anderson, we're being filmed." He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. I mean, I'm not on the side of Vernon Boykin."
Let's see how this ends.
Why branches disappear? And you think, embarrassed when something happens,
Yeah.
we don't talk about it.
Right. That's amazing. Well, Henry Bernstein, I hope you're proud of yourself.
You feel about your ancestors, or do you think about the Civil War?
It's definitely food for thought. I don't know. It hasn't all sunk in yet. I don't know. I tend to just take things in. I'm a bit of a stoic in a way. You know, I don't sit with stuff for too long, and things don't impact me a lot. But this has had just an effect on me. I mean, the whole German thing and the Southern thing, it's pretty wild.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Confederacy?
Yeah, great grandfather owned slaves.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Wait a second. What part of the Jewish experience
Yeah.
is this?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The complexity of history.
Okay, Henry, for fuck's sake, you're doing a PBS show.
Thank you, Future Bear King. That's what I was thinking. He says, "I'm stoic. Things don't really upset me. Nothing really sticks with me."
That's his entire career is the opposite of that.
Larry.
I mean, I was too distracted by wondering who we were going to get recommended, and this.
Do you know?
What do you think?
No. There's a surprising number of conservatives on here. Paul Ryan's got one as well. The McCains for sure.
I mean, yeah. What are we thinking? They own
Guaranteed.
like, although Arizona
now, but then wherever slaves were kept. That's my guess.
First came across McCain's great-great-grandfather on a muster roll from 1860.
There it is.
Well.
Oh God.
As a private in the Mississippi
Johnny.
Cavalry. We then discovered that his cavalry unit had been tapped for a mission.
Yeah, they needed to go avenge Bernard Blinken's murder.
Nathan Bedford Forrest.
No, Johnny. Oh, Johnny, your family did not like anybody that wasn't the right person, Johnny. Oh no. Oh well, you know it's bad when you recognize the Confederate general. You know what I mean? Like it's like.
Here's something that I was here's something that I was thinking about when the when Sadaf was telling me about this, and because slavery turns up in a surprisingly high percentage of the people that are on this show, and they're all famous, but comparatively, like the number of white people that were alive compared to the number of people that actually owned slaves would have been a fairly small percentage, right? In the South, because most of them wouldn't have had enough money to own the land, let alone the people in bondage. So what does that say about the people that are famous now, that so much of a higher percentage of them also came from landowning, slave-holding people, of like how wealth carries through generations?
Of course. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just something that occurred to me.
It's a fascinating point. Yeah. It's literally, you can feel it also. Also, like the fact that John McCain's great-great-grandfather not only was in the Confederacy, but served under Billy Ku Klux Klan himself. Like,
a brilliant but brutal commander.
I mean, already the PBS is really kind of a brilliant but brutal commander. I mean,
remembered for what he did after the war.
There it is.
As the first Grand Wizard
of the Ku Klux Klan.
Christ, John.
William Alexander McCain began to have second thoughts about his future in the Confederate Army.
What?
Now, Senator, your great-great-grandfather William didn't stick around for very long. Could you please turn the page?
If his great-great-grandfather was a deserter, he'll be more pissed off about that than, he was a deserter. He said anyone who would be taken prisoner would be a loser, and if you're captured...
Oh, have you heard of my favorite, the story of Mark Twain deserting the Confederacy?
No.
So he was during the Civil War. He was down south. That's where he was from, right? Yeah. And all they heard was all these stories of armies from the North, the Union, coming down, murdering everyone, raping, stealing everything, right? Mm-hmm. And so he didn't join the army, but he was like, well, we can't let people do that to our town. So they sort of formed an unofficial militia. Yeah. And it was him and his neighbors, and they were all standing out on the plains with their rifles out. And there was a guy riding towards them. So they all shot at him, and one of them hit him. They don't know which one. They go up to check the body, and he was on their side. So Twain just goes, fuck this, just put down his rifle, went out to California and joined the gold rush, the silver rush. He was like, this is fucking stupid.
I like Mark Twain, and Mark Twain is very much, I feel like we're kind of the same cloth. He's like, you want me to? No.
Yeah.
I'm off to complain about San Francisco, I'll have you know.
He does complain about San Francisco. He's also got a bunch of very interesting tourism essays that he wrote on behalf of Hawaii when they were first trying to turn it into a tourist destination.
Clearly needed a gig.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is another one of your ancestors' Buster rolls. Would you please tell me what it says next?
Deserted on February 10th, 1864.
Oh, shit.
William McCain. I'll be darned.
Oh, he's not fucking pleased.
No, that hurts him.
I'm sure that William had good reason.
Oh, did he, John?
That is very interesting.
At the time, Parr
looks like Vlad the Impaler.
Ranking officers in order to streamline the chain of command. And men like your great-great-grandfather were furious because they were loyal to the officers who had been fired. So maybe it wasn't an act of cowardice. Maybe it was an act of loyalty.
That's a very extreme manifestation.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to let you give me that out.
Yeah. Listen up, book learning boy. I'm from the state of Arizona, and where I fucking come from, you don't fucking give up no matter what the situation is. Jesus fucking Christ.
This is the look on the guy's face. This is that feeling when you come expecting to find out that your ancestors owned slaves, but end up finding out they're cowards.
It's that look on your face that you come praying they own slaves. You're just hoping. John McCain just sat down hoping that they don't find out about all the slaves that his family owned well into the 20th century.
This is fascinating.
Oh, he looks pissed.
We wondered what became of William McCain after breaking from his commander.
Oh, here it comes.
The answer that we found revealed surprising similarities to Senator McCain's own life.
Oh, no.
Oh, he won't like that at all.
Wow. Register of prisoners of war.
Oh.
Belonging to the rebel army in custody of Provost Marshal Memphis, Tennessee. So I would assume that he was captured.
That's right. Your great-great-grandfather 2 months after he deserted, was captured.
By the Union Army? Is that?
That's right. That document is dated April 9th, 1864. You aren't the only member of your family, Senator McCain, to be held as a prisoner of war.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Of course, I was fighting, not like this bitch.
Yeah, of course, I wasn't a little girl. That.
I feel kind of bad that like John McCain had to go through his whole adult life with people just reminding him of the time he was tortured.
Yeah, the years he was tortured. The tortured, and by the way, tortured and never left. Could have left at any time. Hang on, we'll get into this in 1 second.
I told you guys, blue people. It's not about Smurfs. It's about inbred mountain people. And are they from Kentucky? Of course they're from Kentucky. Where else were they going to be from? I mean, I don't. Yeah, that's who it was based on. They're real eco heads. I mean, all I can tell from the picture right now is that guy has a ruffled shirt and suspenders. So you know that these people are monsters. I don't know how. I don't know who found them. I feel like that was like they thought they would get a Machu Picchu, but all they found is these blue weirdos. Oh, the ancestors of Eiffel 65. That's a deep cut, David. Strong work. Not a lot of Eiffel 65 references going around.
And we're back. I didn't burn down my apartment. Chris, what did you talk about while I was gone?
Oh, I was just we were talking about the science behind the mysterious blue people of Kentucky.
Let's get to it. The year is 1820. The year is 1820, and a French overlord named Martin Fugate, and eastern Kentucky. Went on. Wait, what? Striking indigo beauty. This isn't fucking. It's called. Oh my god! It's an actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
And methanoglobin levels in the red blood cells rise to above 1%. It turns the skin blue, the lips purple, and blood a chocolate brown. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's inherited from a family. I don't know if I believe this.
These are facts. It's on IFL Science. I mean, I don't know what more you want out of a source job.
Anything else? Anything else besides it's on IFL Science?
Yeah, it was on a bunch of different things. They all had similar names, though.
Let's go into IFL Science main page, see what we got going on here. Listen to the sound.
Let's see.
I mean,
posted one.
I'm not trusting this website. World's first flying race car will be in the skies this year. Go fuck yourself. I don't believe you.
Here, I'll give you the one that Barry gave us. It's from historycollection.com.
I mean, the website you're currently going by is an orphan vampire bat pup was adopted by its mother's best friend. What the hell?
Sounds like science to me. You saying they made that up? You saying they orphaned a bat just so
the
they
man
can have a
who drank
heartwarming story?
radioactive juice until his bones crumbled and his jaw came off? Oh, the nightmares! Oh, it's fucking brutal.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Hang on 1 second. Let's just quickly switch over here to this.
Bats only have best friends. They don't do acquaintances.
Do you think... Let's just play this game right here. Stephen King, Slave, No Slaves. What are we saying?
Slaves.
I'm going no slaves.
You think your ancestor moved his family from Tennessee?
Shit!
Right?
Shit!
To Indiana. Any ideas?
Oh, if I had to guess, I might guess that they just saw a good deal in another part or wanted a fresh start.
No.
All kinds of possibilities.
Could you please turn the page?
Yeah.
This is a page from a book published in the year 1991.
God damn it.
And it's about the pioneers
Oh
of
my
this
God.
county, Jay
Oh
County.
my God. Look at this. Good for them. Enoch Bowden and his wife, like many others, left their native state on account of slavery there.
Oh, you were right.
It's good.
That's good.
It's good. Something to be proud of.
Mhm.
It's better than turning the page and finding out he left because he shot somebody in a barber shop.
In 1830, Tennessee was a huge slave state. Almost 20% of its population was composed of slaves. Did
Yeah.
you know that?
No, I didn't. Can
I mean...
believe that maybe they didn't like it on a moral basis?
Of course. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, you're absolutely right. As a Methodist, Enoch may very well have opposed slavery on.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Yeah.
How about that?
All right, I'm loving this game. All right.
Good guy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I feel like they might drop the hammer after this B-roll. though.
Methodists in the North and the South had long been divided over the issue of slavery. By 1845, the discord forced an acrimonious split, and the Civil War only.
Did someone say Discord? Please make sure to join me and Chris's Discords.
I was wondering if either of us was going to do that.
I mean, absolutely, I am. Make sure to pop in. I'm so happy I did that.
intensified the bitterness between the two sides. Stephen's ancestors' beliefs had been profoundly tested, and ultimately, they'd made courageous choices. How does it make you feel to know that these ancestors on your father's lines had such a purchase on American history?
You know, what I make of it is just sort of, I'm kind of set back on my heels by this whole process. It's a little bit like...
Oh, I'm well aware.
And having
I'm well aware,
lights
Baldy.
on different parts of the stage so that you can see things you never saw before.
Mm-hmm. A lot to contemplate.
A lot.
It's also
A
true.
lot.
Just happy you're watching. Just happy you're
Yeah.
watching.
I think it's there's no way that my dad's side of the family owned slaves because they were poor. But apparently, I'm direct descendants from the royal families of Ireland, and so probably.
Rory Hugo Brunt, Chapter 1.
Oh, this is
In her
British.
autobiography, Nora writes about her and Charles's dad.
Boo! This one has slaves in it. Boo!
If it is, it's like they managed the shipment of,
Yeah.
and it's just not
All
as rewarding.
Sally Field. What are we saying? Slave, no slave.
No slave.
Oh my God, Baldy 3, thank you so much for just give Alex Watson, I believe, has just been given a subscription via. Okay, we're getting slaves. You owned me. You really, really owned me. Oh, that's so good. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Where you're going? I'm going to go no slave.
I'm also going no slaves.
I mean, yes, out of context, Gingerbeard Man 1, that is not the best thing that we had clipped, but are you also going no slaves for Sally Field?
I was, but I'll go pro. I'll go yes slaves just to keep it interesting.
I mean, enough people are going slaves in the chat.
Oh, okay,
You know,
fair enough. So it's
our
us
American
versus the chat.
Revolution, You see our side and their side, and now
Aw,
you realize
Sally
it's a big
Field.
mixed up mess of everybody's side.
I don't like that
We
phrase.
wondered
This
what
isn't
happened
looking
to
good.
Ralph Morden in
No,
the war.
hedging her
And we
bets.
found the answer
What
in
war?
a letter written in the fall of 1780. It described a Patriot attack on a group of British loyalists in Ralph's hometown.
Oh, okay. We
A
may
few
not actually get
volunteers
that.
Fired upon a party of Tories. 2 were made prisoners, namely Ralph Morden. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Ralph Morden is your 5th great grandfather,
Yeah.
and he was a Tory.
Oh dear.
He was now a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
All right, interesting thing. So far, the one where your man, the host, is the most upset is... Great point. Is with Anderson Cooper. Because in this one, although this, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's laughing, he's joking.
Oh, Ralphie.
Why do you think he sided with the British?
You know, there were the people that thought things needed to change and the people that thought things needed to stay the same.
Sure.
Or maybe they were thinking...
I mean, he's not pleased with that answer. I love this guy, and that you give him the wrong answer, and it's just like, no, that's not how history works, bitch.
Yeah, he's not here to make you feel comfortable. Yeah, since day one, Baldy, since day one.
No, even in other countries, even when they were briefly in America, fuck the Tories. Dedicated lurking 9 to 5. I like that you came out of lurking just to say that. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Yes.
Just popped in to say fuck that. That's wonderful. Oh yeah. How dare you? I mean, yeah. White men in Oxford shirts? Pretty much, yes. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, because again...
Don't take a chance.
And we're going to stay loyal to the king.
Yeah.
Sally's fifth-grade grandfather was accused of treason.
It sounds like he's saying fifth grade grandfather, right? Like I'm not crazy that I know he's saying fifth grade, but it sounds like he's going, her grandfather in the fifth grade.
Yeah, as opposed to...
And of bearing arms against the state.
Oh, this isn't going to have any slaves in it. Let's move on.
In the end, Henry Brockman was just a small part of an enormous paper trail
Bill Hader's
Bill's ancestors left behind.
This one's crazy.
All told, Bill has one of the most extensive family trees
Oh,
that we've
shit.
ever been able to piece together.
Slaves? Do we think slaves will be mentioned in this? Let's do it that way. Slaves mentioned? I'm going to say not mentioned.
I'm not going to comment because I already know how this one goes, so I'm sending this one out. Abstaining. Well, Alex, it's not actually Bill Hader. You understand? Yeah. It's not.
Yeah. You understand we have no control over what our ancestors did?
Yeah. You can't hold that one down. This one is interesting though. This one's
if that
pretty
were
crazy.
true, I'd be in prison in Israel.
Ooh, elaborate, please.
just guessing based on my vibe and guessing on the fact that my grandfather, when he looked into the family tree, went, someone from Scandinavia just came over to Canada with the name Hastings and we know nothing else. And I was like, well, that can't be good.
Not ideal.
Someone was running them for something.
And it culminates in another set of warriors.
Edward the First, King of England. That's your family, man.
What the fuck?
Charlemagne, the famed leader of the Holy Roman Empire. Bill Hader, what? You're looking at your 40th great-grandfather.
What? His 40th great-grandfather was Charlemagne.
Yeah.
So yeah, slaves were involved.
And how? Yeah, that's a pretty big reveal. Is that true or just a fun thing to say?
I'm just saying that's fun.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Isn't that just nuts?
I like Bill Hader's reaction.
He was hailed as the father of Europe. I'm just blown away. The conqueror of Europe. Jeez, my gosh. I couldn't even get the coffee maker to work this morning.
Imagine how disappointed Charlemagne would be. Who do we got? Oh, this is going to be a doozy.
1911.
Have you seen this one? Are we saying slavery mentioned, not slavery mentioned? Chris, let's go ahead.
No slavery. European Jews.
I'm going to say slavery mentioned.
Canada Border Crossing Manifest. Tamelis Abraham.
Yeah, shit, you're definitely right.
Hebrew. Passage paid by self. Seaport and date of landing. Halifax, 8/11.
You know what you're looking at?
No.
This is the record of the border crossing your great-grandfather made from Canada to the United States. Although no documentation exists for every step of the journey, historians tell us that a migrant like your great-grandfather would have started out by traveling across Europe, likely by train, to the port of Rotterdam, which of course is in the Netherlands. Now, eventually, after traveling 1,000 miles, your great-grandfather was allowed to board a ship sailing to Halifax, Nova Scotia, and it was called the SS Volturno.
I mean, we were all hoping he just stopped. It's called the SS, and that's right. He was both a Jew and a Nazi.
Oh my gosh. And you can see that ship right there on your left.
Really? Holy cats.
I mean, I now just want more Jeff Goldblum on Fight. Like, we're watching more Jeff Goldblum on Fight.
Did you ever see him? Sadaf and I watched him host a JFL gala years ago.
What?
It was the funniest thing. He was way funnier than any of the comedians on. It was amazing. He just kept coming up, and you could tell that he wasn't reading the prompter.
Did you watch this live? I assume.
Yeah. We were in the auditorium for it. It was it's like four years ago, I guess. And
Barry Crimmins live, I assume.
Yeah. Same way. We watched Barry Crimmins and then Kurt Metzger back to back. It was quite a day.
Oh man, back when
the old Cleopatra.
Back when old Kurt Metzger wasn't a monster.
Yeah, he was just fucking destructively funny man.
Whatever, White Precious. Oh, fuck, that joke's amazing.
My wife is Canadian, which
Yes.
makes her 1-year-old son, Charlie, that's right, a Gemini. No, also half Canadian. And that's why I've
He
taken
doesn't know how to hold a microphone, Jeffrey.
it upon myself to learn as much as I can about your great nation in the hopes of raising a man that Wayne Gretzky would be proud to say is from the same country that he's chosen not to live in for 30 years. Gretzky. Come back, Wayne.
I mean, that was a pretty great joke. Also, anytime you make fun of Wayne Gretzky, I like that because fuck that conservative prick. He blames so many things on immigration and the lack of hockey being played. It's
Really?
so great. Yeah, he's not a great guy. Not the best guy.
Not surprising, but such a shame. But I don't think that the best parts of Goldblum in that show were allowed on television because he kept going off script, and you could tell because he'd start giggling, and then and he would I remember he was introducing Godfrey, and he goes, your next act has a lot of heat, very hot, not quite as hot as a supernova sun, but still very hot all the same. Godfrey,
And I love it.
What are you talking about?
Oh yes. I mean, we've watched so much Jeff Goldblum here on the program, and okay, hang on, I'm Jeff Goldblum.
Have you watched
what's that show
the
called?
Norton Jeff Goldblum is fucking nuts?
Of course, we've watched the Jeff Goldblum The Celebrity Game. Oh, come on, what the fuck do you think I am, an asshole? Absolutely, we're gonna watch. Oh yes, we got more Jeff Goldblum on Finding Your Roots or Know Your Roots or whatever the fuck it's called. You're an old fellow, but you steam a good ham. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Where is the well, listen, a mega stream is coming soon. Perhaps this week, perhaps potentially.
Perhaps a Mundo.
Yeah, we don't confirm it, but no, it's on the way.
It's been discussed.
Yes.
I was having trouble with
at our staff meetings at Stream headquarters.
David Schwartz at Hebrew School, and he was kind of giving me a rough time. And she said, "You have to learn to fight." So she taught me this thing. She was like,
"What the fuck?" Already, Jeff Goldblum delivers.
Where'd you learn to fight, Jeff? Hebrew School, taught by a girl, obviously.
Yeah. My mummy just gave me a switchblade and just went, "Take him down."
She is beloved.
Who is?
Miriam Margolis. I can't think of another British person where
the element of surprise is a
bar
big
none
thing.
adore.
So here's what to do when he.
Who is she?
She's an actress. She's very. She just sort of is herself in interviews, which people seem to love about her. I only know her from the Harry Potter movies. She was Mrs. Sprout. But people fucking love her and will defend her to the end and are very annoyed when you haven't heard of her, I found out.
Oh, this fucking lady. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so much like most things in Britain, she's fine.
Yeah, right?
He starts to say, "David, no, what are you doing?" And then wham, and then do it like that.
Punch him in the face.
So we practiced like that. And then I said, "Well, so this next, I'll bet it's going to be a tough week. I dread seeing him this next week." But he always shows up with his friend, his kind of big friend, Barry Reese. She says, "Don't you worry about Barry Reese. I'm going to drive you to Hebrew School, and I'll take care of Barry Reese."
Wait, I want to point out, and this is very important. This is on a show about heritage, and he's somehow Jeff Goldblum in his wisdom is telling a story about fucking his mom beating up a kid. What is it?
Yeah, 100%.
Wait, the Pythons hated her?
That sounds right. I feel like John Cleese didn't like funny women.
Yeah, I don't feel like. Yeah, I got news for you.
Yeah,
John Cleese doesn't like anyone. John Cleese liked Graham Chapman because Graham Chapman died, so John Cleese can now tell all the stories like he was the smart guy.
Yeah, that very much comes across as well.
I mean, how do we get that ginger beard man one? I am here with Jeff Goldblum. I'm not running the server yet from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I love that Nardwar has become a feature of the streams. That's a fun addition.
So we go to Hebrew school, and I go. There they are. They're coming together. There they are together. She goes, okay. You go. You do what I told you to do to David. And she goes, Barry, come here. She just holds Barry Reese as I go, David, hey. I blooded.
You really did?
I did. I loosened it too, and I blooded his.
Did you get in trouble?
Nobody tattled because I had a story to tell. He had done this to me. I was righteously,
How did they get to this during the filming of this show?
Myself, something like that.
What I love isn't that they got there, because I feel like every conversation Jeff Goldblum has goes wherever Jeff Goldblum wants it to go.
Certainly.
But that it made the cut, that it made the edit is insane to me. That story of his mom beating up a kid or helping him beat up a kid was more interesting than the history they found on him is crazy.
Fuck you. Oh, no, sorry. Fuck you, John Cleese. Fucking asshole. I have to pee violently because I've had 2 of these and two cups of coffee during the stream.
Yeah, you've been powering it.
I'm trying to stay hydrated and like up just because my energy's all over the fucking place. Like I had a full go to sleep nap for 30 minutes, then woke up so sore and was like, oh, I don't want to sit. It's just like, it's that thing of I'm in the like last corner turn of this injury, like where it's like everything's working. It's just like muscles are back activated and it's just like, I can't stretch my shoulder blade. So it's literally all the muscles underneath my shoulder blade are knotted. Because imagine you haven't lifted your arm in a fucking month just to go like this and just get that good stretch. So it's just like you just touch it and it just goes like, gah! Like a friend took her knuckle and just jammed it underneath my shoulder blade, and I almost cried out of like, oh, pleasure. And then it stopped, and I was like, oh, there's like so much more that needs release. Yes, I'm going to start physio in 2 weeks. I can't yet because the bones are not at a place where it needs to happen. I mean, Alex, as always, got to say, Alex, can you make an alert for when you start pushing drugs on the street? All right, let's see what Richard Branson has to say. Are we going to go for another 40 minutes, or are we going to call it at 90 minutes today, Chris? What do you have to say?
Let's see how we feel at the end of this, but I'm starting to flag a little bit, so we'll see. If I get another wind, then we'll keep going.
An entire branch of Richard's family tree in India. A branch incredibly
no.
nothing about.
Oh, James Henry Arthur.
Share with him. A secret that some members of his family may have wanted to keep buried.
Yes, there we go.
What is that secret? What is that secret, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to. I'm tired. I mean, okay, the people in the chat were making suggestions. We're now just going to find out together. Here we go.
Our first clue when we tested Richard's DNA. And this led us to our second clue, deep in the Madras archives.
Yeah, Baldy.
The baptismal record of Richard's second great-grandmother, Eliza Reddy, doesn't list the name of her mother. This seemed odd. How could a mother of a newborn be anonymous?
Lisa Cornelia Wilson Wellington, natural daughter of Luke Reddy, born 19th December 1817.
Baptismal records, usually they mention the father and the mother. I wonder why, Richard, do you think that...
Oh, I wonder why.
List the name of the mother.
Indeed.
Well, it was just prior to Victorian times. I'm assuming that they were feeling slightly uncomfortable. Did somebody misbehave, do you think, around about this time?
Richard.
Wow, what a British way of putting that.
Yeah. Well, your great-great-great-grandfather or grandmother was Indian, and Richard's guess is misbehave.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't believe we discovered this has been a fascinating program.
I'll have to thank Sadaf. This is a great find.
Yeah, this is amazing.
This is a result of your Could you read those numbers?
Oh, he's
there. It is.
I guarantee he was like, whatever is the proportional has to be the colors of Virgin.
Please. 95.9% European and 3.9% South Asian. Well, it looks like whether the family
so upset.
I am really annoyed that they didn't show us the look on his face as he said 3.9% South Asian. I really want to see when McCain found out his great grandfather was a deserter. I want to see that moment.
He full threw up.
Yeah, because that was a hard cut out of that
he
as well.
Threw up all over the book, all over Henry Lee Lucas, or that's not his name. That was
Henry Louis Gates.
Henry Louis Gates. There it is.
Henry Lee Lucas.
Imagine how weird this show would be hosted by Henry Lee Lucas. Your mother owes me cigarettes.
That's what I found out. Pay up, big guy.
That's when I found out I killed 100 women because I wanted a milkshake. I mean, that's such a Mad TV sketch. Welcome to Find Your Roots, hosted by Henry Lee Lucas.
I may have some Indian blood.
Oh, he's so upset.
So pissed about it. I want to know what happened in between those cuts. Like, did he stand up and storm off?
Yeah. Just, you know that scene in Face Off when Nicolas Cage, John Travolta first becomes Nicolas Cage and he just says, fuck you to everyone? That's what fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! This is so, like...
He fired someone on set just to do it, just to get some of this fucking rage out. You, what's your name? Samantha, you're fired.
He delayed a train. Like he called it. He just went, Edinburgh to London, make sure it's an hour late.
Our test revealed that Richard Branson has a second or third great grandparent who was Indian. And this DNA percentage is consistent with the fact that no mother is listed on his great-great-grandmother Eliza's baptismal certificate. According to our researchers, that omission was the convention used when the mother of an English child was not white.
There was never any talk. You never heard a rumor, family whisper?
Nothing at all.
Well, that doesn't surprise me for an English family.
I'm just flattered and honored to.
I don't think those are the emotions I would describe.
Not at all. He has gone full press conference on this one.
Yeah. Just like to say, I had nothing to do with those trains.
Yeah, there was it was a great team effort. We all gave it 110%.
I feel it's inappropriate if we ask, do you think slavery is going to come up in Keenan Ivory Wayne's Finding Your Roots? I feel that's just like...
Yeah, the black ones are a little sadder.
Yeah.
Questlove's is pretty interesting. His family was on the very last boat of Africans that came over.
Shit.
The very last one. And they set up Africa Town. So it's a fascinating story. It's worth a watch. But yeah, very much. He was this close to just being African.
We'll throw this on the pile for things we'll do during a mega stream. I'm going to call it because I have to violently piss. You're tired. We're doing this again tomorrow.
Welcome back. Oh, did you have a good weekend? I didn't ask you.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of podcasts on Friday, so I felt super burnt out, and then I feel good now.
Good.
How about you?
Yeah, it was nice. I didn't do a bunch of things that I should have done, and some other things that I didn't need to do, but I'm glad I did. So, not necessarily. Yeah, do that. Go to Chaz Redhead's business.
Go to Chaz Redhead's thing. I'm going to try and figure out how to host that on my channel tomorrow.
What time is it? We'll do that if I can too.
It's at 11 a.m. UK time, which is
Chaz Redhead. Cool.
What is 11 a.m.?
That's 3 a.m. That's 3 a.m. for you.
Daddy will be asleep. But please go to it. And as soon as I wake up, it'll be for 12 hours. As soon as I wake up, I will start hosting it.
Cool. And then we can do the after show party.
Yeah, we'll do the we'll be doing the unintentional after show where we'll probably be watching weird YouTube clips. Yeah, if you can do it, Alex, go ahead and host it. You can set up auto host John. And I'll follow JJ so he will be an affiliate. I will set up the auto host for this as long as it doesn't require too much typing. I think you're all great. Yes, you can set that up. That's good. I will. Are we going to raid someone? I have to pee too much to figure out how to raid someone, so we're just going to call it and we'll raid someone tomorrow.
Okay. Good to talk to you, buddy. Nice to talk to everyone. Follow, subscribe, all that stuff. New episode of my podcast Versus is coming out at midnight, so look out for that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not midnight because it's 12:30, but as soon as I upload it after this.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe to that. And see you all tomorrow at 11 tomorrow, right after my therapy.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
See ya.